station on the big loop. We see the pressure is close enough. We're going to open the hatch.
Station copies. Come on.
Station copies.
This is Mission Control Houston. The hatches between the two spacecraft now open, 11:18 a.m. Central Time, one day, 21 hours, 58 minutes into Atlantis' mission. The official joint operations between Atlantis and the International Space Station begins. The complex orbiting 212 miles above the upper northeastern portion of the Pacific Ocean as Atlantis and the International Space Station track off the coast of Ecuador, just about to fly high above Panama and the Gulf of Mexico. Commander Ken Ham, second visit to the International Space Station. He's the commander of STS-132. Next is Michael Good, his first visit to the International Space Station, his second mission in space. He flew aboard Atlantis a year ago this month as part of the Hubble Space Telescope servicing mission crew on STS-125. Garrett Reisman, an Expedition 1617 crew member, very familiar with the International Space Station. His second visit to the complex. Behind him, pilot Tony Antonelli. He flew as part of the STS-119 crew.
Houston Station, big loop on 1 and Atlantis crew on the port ISS, sir.
Houston copies all, it's great.
And again, it's our pleasure to welcome them and to see them here, and so really glad, and so that's really big event for us, and bringing us a new retro module to station.
And for almost all of us on board Atlantis, we've been here before, but it's bigger than we remember, and speaking for myself, better than I remember. I love this place.
A half a dozen station crew members and a half a dozen shuttle crew members. Piers Sellers in the upper center right portion of your view flew on STS-112 back in 2002 and also flew aboard Discovery on STS-121 in 2006. In the far background is mission specialist Steve Bowen. He flew to the International Space Station on STS-126 back in November of 2008. He is one of the 3 spacewalkers on this mission. He'll perform 2 EVAs. The first tomorrow, Monday. He'll join Garrett Reisman for that first EVA. And he'll also take part in the second spacewalk 2 days later, scheduled for Wednesday. He'll conduct that spacewalk with Michael Good. Station Commander Oleg Kotov providing the overall state of the International Space Station to the visiting crew of STS-132. He, as a standard procedure, provides a safety briefing just after the crew boards the complex. Garrett Reisman talking with Tracy Caldwell Dyson. He launched on STS-123. In March of 2008 and came home on the next shuttle flight, STS-124, in June of 2008. He lived aboard the International Space Station for 3 months on that increment. The orbiting complex has just made a pass across the southern Caribbean, high above the Dominican Republic, now tracking northeasterly out over the Atlantic Ocean. Atlantis docked to the International Space Station just before 9:30 a.m. Sunday, Central Time. And following the usual measures to ensure a good connection between the two spacecraft, the hatch was opened. The final hatch was opened at 11:18 Central Time Sunday morning. The plan is for Atlantis to be docked to the station for 8 days. During that time, 3 spacewalks will be conducted by 3 different astronauts paired in teams. And the primary focus of the joint mission is to deliver a new module, a Russian module, to the International Space Station. And also to drop off a number of International Space Station spare components and swap out a whole set of batteries that are used to store solar energy for use by to provide electricity to all of the station components. Commanders gathered together there. Ken Ham, the commander of Space Shuttle Atlantis. Oleg Kotov, the Expedition 23 commander. He's also the Soyuz commander for TMA-17. And the right, Alexander Skvortsov, the TMA-18 commander. He'll also assume responsibility for overall command of the station when Kotov, Noguchi, and Creamer return home on the night of June 1st.